Hello, I'm Mrs. Charity. Welcome to the Glorious Heritage Overview of Catholic Church History. Discover the amazing story of the Church together as a family as you color and paste your way through the timeline and printables, which you can find on our website. And now, let's move into our topic for today.
Hello, I'm Mr. Charity, and welcome to the Glorious Heritage Catholic History video series. Today's topic is number 98, the Sack of Rome. If you look on your timeline and summary question sheets, you'll notice that we are in the green time period, which we have named Revolt. If you don't have a timeline or summary question sheets, you can find them on our website. Do you remember from past videos where Martin Luther's revolt started? Do you remember that it was mostly Northern Europe that became Protestant? Martin Luther lived in Germany, towards the northern part of Europe. Partly because of this, many people in Germany became Protestants. However, Germany was also the heartland of the Holy Roman Empire, and at that time in the early 1500s, the name of the Holy Roman Emperor was Charles V, who we will talk about in our next video. Many of the soldiers in Charles's army came from Germany. Thus, at the very beginning of the Protestant revolt, there were a lot of Protestants in the army of Charles V. In later decades, this would change, but in 1527, the year in which Rome was sacked, those Protestants were still a large part of the army of the Holy Roman Emperor. In that year of 1527, Clement VII was the Pope who reigned in Rome. Do you remember that we talked about the famous Medici family from Florence? Well, Pope Clement VII came from that family. His name, before he became the Pope, was Giulio Medici, a part of that rich and powerful merchant and banking family. In May of 1527, the armies of the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V were near the city of Rome on a war campaign. But to the shock of many, the soldiers of his army mutinied, which means they stopped listening to the orders from their commanders. Instead of going where they were supposed to go, they chose instead to march to the city of Rome. And when they got there, a great calamity occurred. In 1527, Protestants were much more violent towards Catholics. And because there were so many Protestants in that army, they decided to sack Rome. When an army sacks a city, it means they steal and destroy and kill, which is exactly what this mutinous army did. For 8 straight months, the Protestants burned and destroyed Catholic churches, priceless works of art, and ancient artifacts. So many treasures were lost and never found again after this horrible sack. They killed many priests and religious and caused a large part of the population of Rome to flee the city. They even tried to kidnap and kill Pope Clement VII, who narrowly escaped. The Protestant soldiers barged into the Pope's presence, and he would have been killed if it weren't for the special soldiers who guarded him. Have you ever heard of or seen pictures of the Swiss Guard? They have bright and colorful uniforms. Well, the Swiss Guard stayed behind and fought the Protestants so the Pope had time to escape. The Swiss Guards were severely outnumbered, but they did not flee. They all died, but Pope Clement VII had enough time to run to his secret tunnel. There is a castle not very far from the Vatican. This castle is called Castle San Angelo, and it's the same castle that St. Michael appeared on way back in the 500s during the time of Pope St. Gregory the Great. Well, anyway, Pope Clement had a secret tunnel that went from the Vatican to the castle. Once inside, he was safe from the Protestant army, who could not penetrate the castle's defenses. It was a close call, to say the least. Before the Protestants left Rome, they ruined many works of art. Now Mrs. Charity will tell you about just one of these cases in particular.
Hello, I am Mrs. Charity. Mr. Charity told you that the soldiers of Charles V ruined many ancient artifacts and works of art. One of the things they did that showed that they were Protestants is that they carved some words into one of the masterpieces of Raphael. On one of his priceless paintings, they carved the words, "Luther is Pope." The Protestants don't even believe in a pope, but they used the word pope anyway to show that they were followers of the heretic Martin Luther instead of the Vicar of Christ. How extremely sad.
Welcome back. Here's a story about the sack of Rome from the point of view of Pope Clement VII. As the sun set on May 6, 1527, I, Pope Clement VII, gazed from the fortified walls of Castle San Angelo, my heart heavy with dread. The once glorious city of Rome, the heart of Christendom, it lay in ruins below me. The imperial army, a mix of Spaniards and Germans, had breached our defenses, their fury unleashed upon this sacred city. I had sought refuge here, surrounded by my loyal cardinals, and chaos reigned outside. The cries of the innocent, the clash of swords, and the crackle of flames filled the air. We prayed for the city of Rome, and we prayed for God's will to be done, as invaders looted churches, desecrated holy relics, and slaughtered without mercy. The Duke of Bourbon, their leader, had fallen, but his death only fueled their rage. For days we endured this nightmare, our provisions dwindling and time running out. I felt the weight of burden of my decisions that led to this calamity. In the end, I was forced to negotiate, to ransom my freedom and that of the city. The cost was steep, as the Protestants would accept a large amount of gold. As I emerged from the fortress, the sight of the devastated city broke my heart. Rome would be rebuilt, but the scars of this sack would forever be associated with my papacy. Well, that's all for today. Come back next time and we'll talk more about Holy Roman Emperor Charles V. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new today. Visit our website www.gloriousheritagecartoons.com, where you can find more educational supplements, cartoons, books, and printables. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram to get notified of our latest updates and videos. And if you like our work and want to support us, you can make a donation on our website or on Patreon. We really appreciate your generosity and kindness. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, and see you next time.